Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. I'm T and this is my YouTube channel, Crepe and Sewing. Today we are going to be doing an unboxing of some of my Minerva fabrics. So this has been a long time coming. There have been some shipping issues in the UK, and so it's taken me some time to get these fabrics. So I'm so happy that they are finally here, and I am going to be sharing with you those fabrics today. All right, everyone, let's take a look at some gorgeous fabrics from Minerva, as well as some patterns that I am intending to match with these. Now, after receiving these fabrics in the mail and looking at the contents, the weight, and how much I've ordered, I have since changed my mind with some of these pieces. I ordered these fabrics about a month and a half ago, and because it was international shipping, obviously it took a little while. But I have thought about some other plans with these, like my original plans. I am going to try to stick to those. I have made a video on my channel titled Dresses That I Want to Make in 2023. I want to really stick close to that list because there are some dresses on that list that I just have been waiting to sew. If you want to watch my video on the dress patterns that I intend to sew for 2023, I'll link it in the iCard here and also put it in the description box below. So I want to start with this first piece here. This is a rayon challis. All of the pieces that I'm showing you today are from Minerva, and I'll try to make sure to put the links to these fabrics, also the names of the fabrics, in the description box below. So this piece here is a rayon challis. It's on a black background, and you have these really nice white medium scale floral designs going throughout the fabric. Now this fabric is light in weight. I really love it. Actually, it's more like a light to medium weight fabric, but it's really nice. You will not need a lining or anything like that. And I really like having black backgrounds or darker backgrounds with floral prints. So that's why I got this here. And as you can see, it has quite a bit of a fluid drape. And I just absolutely love this. It is just such a gorgeous fabric. And I was thinking about making the Sage Brush top by Friday Pattern Company, but I want to make that top into a dress. And so I purchased, I think, 2.5 yards here. So here is saying 2.2 meters. That's basically 2.5 yards. So I got that because I want to make a dress. And if that doesn't pan out for me, I'll probably make one of the dress patterns that's on my list for 2023. Next, I picked up this gorgeous fabric here. This is a jersey knit fabric. It's a little bit thinner than I thought that it would be. And so I can still go with my original plan, but I may line this just because it's thin. I mean, you don't have to, but I may line it. I think it's a really great piece. I picked this up because I was hoping to make something for Valentine's Day, a top for Valentine's Day, but it just did not arrive in time. So it's on a black background, and as you can tell, you have these red flowers going throughout the fabric, and you have these little small scale blue petals here going throughout the fabric as well. Now, when I picked this up, I thought about making the McCall's M8344, which is this pattern right here. And I was thinking about doing a variation of View D. I really like that, or either View C. I really like that this pattern have gathers on the shoulder, which I think is really fun. And then you have this V-neck, this crossover V-neck here, which is really fun. And it is the yoke, but you also have like a lower section as well that you're going to be attaching to it. So I thought about using that pattern, but I also thought about the Mimi G Simplicity S9701, which is this pattern here. And in one of my last videos, I talked about some of the alterations or adjustments that I would like to make for this pattern for my particular body and my style. And so I talked a little bit about expanding the sleeve, maybe making a gather sleeve and raising the neckline a little bit. And instead of making a bodycon dress, I would just make a top. And I think that this fabric would be cute with that as well. Next, I picked up this beautiful satin charmeuse type fabric here. It is really lightweight, so I have to make sure I be cautious about the type of dress patterns that I choose for this. This can definitely use a lining. It's lightweight, but it's not transparent or translucent. So that makes it really nice because you don't have to line it. But I do think to increase like the volume or the, the flow of the garment, a lining may need to be added to your garment for this type of fabric. But I do like the background. It's this really nice soft pink color, and you have these large scale flowers going throughout the fabric. You have red and some off-white tones with black spots going throughout the fabric, even some orange tones on the flowers as well. So I really like this. My original thought was the Pussy Bow blouse by So Over It, but that blouse pattern, I'm having trouble with like the sleeve, like getting the sleeve to lay the way that I want. I'm having some twisting on the sleeve. I would really like to make a long sleeve version, especially for this type of fabric and for the look that I would be going for. Where I'm at right now with the Pussy Bow blouse, I am considering making short sleeves just because I am, the sleeve has just been a nightmare for me, just simply because my sleeve, my bicep don't really fit the pattern the way that I want it to. So I may reconsider using this for the Pussy Bow blouse. I'm just not for certain. I don't like to use my fabric or cut into my fabrics with patterns that I'm not for certain. And so I am going to hold off on that idea. But I did purchase enough to do a dress and a top. So my original plan for making a dress, I can still make my dress. I just want to hold off with the remainder of the fabric. And I don't know if I'm going to do the Pussy Bow blouse with the remainder of the fabric. So my original idea here for my dress is the McCall's M8036. And I'm thinking about doing this variation right here with the double flounce. This pattern calls for, I think, let's see, on a 60-inch wide for view A with the little sash belt, you're looking at about 3.25 yards of fabric for that 60-inch wide fabric and with the sash there. So I'm thinking about doing this. I do have about 5 yards of fabric. And like I said, for the remainder of it, I'm going to make a top, or I will make this Simplicity S 9729, which is a lingerie set that you can make. And I think I would probably make view B or A, depending on how much fabric I have left over. So I thought about doing that instead of the Pussy Bow blouse because the fabric, to be honest with you, is a little bit more light in weight than I thought it was. So I don't know if I want to do a top with that. The sister fabric to this, so there are 3 different fabrics that you can purchase on the Minerva site. For this print here, and they all have different color backgrounds. So this is the first. The second is this beautiful gray fabric here, which I think is really gorgeous. And then the third is a sage color. I did not purchase the sage color, but I'll put a picture here so you can see what that looks like. But I'm also thinking about making a set with this pattern as well. So I don't know if I'm going to do the skirt and maybe a short version of the top or the dress or whatever, but I have quite a bit of fabric here that I can just play with it. So I did intend on using this gray piece here for this pattern here. So those are my plans for these 2 fabrics. Next, I picked up this off-white and red rayon challis heart fabric. This was also meant for Valentine's Day, but again, I did not get the package in time. And I purchased about 2 yards of this, a little over 2 yards of this. And I have quite a bit of plans for this. And I just don't know which way I want to go with this. Originally, I was going to make a top, but like I said, the fabric didn't come in time for Valentine's Day. And so I just decided not to worry about my original plans. Now, this fabric, I want to show you the drape. Like I said, it's a rayon challis fabric, and it is a bit translucent. And so I did purchase a white rayon challis fabric to line this with, especially because I want to make a dress with it now. Originally, I wanted to make a top. And so I did purchase something to line the fabric, but it has a really nice fluid drape, which I really love, really fun. And for this, I thought about a number of different patterns. The first being the McCall's M8033, which is this pattern here. And because I'm working with, I think about 2.5 yards of fabric or somewhere around there, I was thinking about view A here. I like that variation, and this is on my to-do list for this year. I also thought about revisiting this pattern. I made this pattern a couple years ago with a black and yellow lemon fabric, and I absolutely adore that dress. And so I was thinking about making this variation right here. And then there's the McCall's M7894, which is also on my list for this year. And the reason why I thought about this one is because I can definitely do some color blocking. I do have some red rayon challis fabric that I can color block, and I can just put like a strip of red fabric here or down here or up here, you know, just play with it. So I haven't decided which one of these I want to make. You all let me know in the comment section below which one of these patterns would look the best with this fabric. So here is another beautiful rayon viscose fabric. So this one is a pink fabric with black dots going throughout the fabric. Now I'm a little bit at a loss for this one because I originally purchased this to make the So Over It Pussy Bow blouse. But as I mentioned before, I am having some trouble fitting the sleeve. And so I am reconsidering using this for the Pussy Bow blouse. I think a dress would be really cute with this. I can make the sagebrush top into a dress. That would be really cute. Or like I said, one of those dress patterns that's on my 2023 list. I like the idea of possibly doing the McCall's M8033. Again, this pattern here with view A. Now, because I'm only working with 2 yards of fabric, I would definitely have to do some color blocking because this pattern calls for 2.5 yards of fabric. I suppose I could do like a shorter version of the sleeve of view A and still be able to use this fabric with it. Or I could make something with this pattern here, which is the New Look N6696. I really like this pattern as well, and I haven't had the opportunity to make anything with it yet either. So yeah, I'm thinking about going along those lines, or maybe even using this for another blouse pattern. I really like the patina blouse. I sewed that a couple years ago, and I haven't had a chance to revisit that blouse, so I could actually sew that blouse. I just have so many different blouse patterns that I actually can use that I actually do like. But you all let me know what you think I should do with this fabric, if I should make a dress or a blouse. This last piece here is a satin stretch. It's supposed to be a satin stretch crepe fabric, but it has a very smooth texture on this fabric. I wouldn't call this a crepe fabric at all. This is, it doesn't even have a mat on it. It's just so smooth. I'm really pleased with this piece here. The only thing is that I purchased this for a specific pattern. And so I got a specific amount for that pattern. And now I am regretting that. I wish I got more because I think that this would definitely be gorgeous in a wrap dress. And like I said, when I purchased it, I thought it was going to have like a really soft matte on the face of the fabric, but it doesn't have a matte at all. It's actually really smooth. I absolutely love it. It's on a navy blue background, and you have these really large overscale flowers on the face of the fabric. And as you can see, you have different variations of yellow. You have some darker like almost like a marigold type color on the fabric as well. This is just such a beautiful, beautiful piece here. Now, when I purchased this fabric, I immediately thought about the new look in 6679, which is this pattern here. And I want to make a V neckline with this pattern instead of having a high round, almost like this boat neckline here. And that is what I originally purchased the fabric for. But like I said, I am thinking about having like maybe a more flowy type dress because this fabric is a little bit more fluid than I originally thought that it would be. I'm also thinking about the new look in 6696, this pattern here. It has more of a flowy or fluid type skirt to it, more so than this one. This one's more like a sheath or a shift dress. And so I like this one because it looks like it will be a little bit more drapey there. So I don't know. I thought about those two. For this one, I think I can get away with, yeah, so it's calling for 2 2 1/4 yards of fabric there for dress B. So I can definitely get away with it for dress B. Even if I shortened the garment a little bit for view A, I could probably get away with view A as well. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Or making some type of wrap dress. I know wrap dresses, it's really hard to get a wrap dress around that 2 yard mark. But if you guys know of any wrap dresses that I can use, wrap dress patterns that I can use that is around the 2 yard mark, please let me know in the comment section below. But those are my thoughts and my the patterns that I have chosen for many of these fabrics. We'll have to see once I get into the project if I'm going to commit to these patterns. You all let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are, and I will talk to you all in the next video. I hope you all have a happy and blessed sewing week. Bye.